Hello, in this video we'll see CN Lab Week 3 Part 2, which is to analyze the optimal number of persistent connections. We have to have two machines, one is server and the client. In the server, we need to create a web page which contains some images, and from the client we need to access it, and then we can measure the time of loading using the Wireshark. So let's configure the server and the client. First of all, change the network setting. So click on the virtual machine and edit virtual machine setting. So here from the network adapter, you can change the network connection. So if you have anything other than NAT, just change it to NAT. Click on NAT and click OK. It's done. So I have two Ubuntu machines, one this server and this the client. I have already opened it. So this is the server and this is the client. Let's configure the server machine. In the server machine, open the terminal. First of all, you need to have Apache 2 and Wireshark. So update the existing software, sudo apt-get update. After updating it, then install the Apache 2 server. Sudo apt-get install Apache 2 and then just install Wireshark. If you don't have still, I hope you already have all these Wireshark and Apache in your system. So then we need to set up few things in your file. And go to other locations and computer. Here in the etc folder, etc folder, go to Apache 2, open the terminal. Here sudo gedit apache2.conf, open this file. And in this file you can just scroll down, and here you can see keep alive. This should be on. If it's off, just turn it on. And then max keep alive request, you just make it as 2 or 3. I'm just keeping it as 100 because I have changed the IP few times, so you can just keep it as 2 and then save it and close it. And then let's change the IP address. You can just change from the command, or I'm just gonna do it manually. So click on this icon and go to wired connection and wired setting. Here click on this setting icon, remove connection profile, and now click on this plus icon, go to IPv4 and change it to manual. So for the server, I'm giving IP as 10.0.0.1 and this I can give as 24, and just you can add it and done. You can now check your IP from each config command. So we have set IP as 10.0.0.1. So you need to do it for the client as well. So open the terminal, or you can just do it manually. go to wired connection and wire settings. Okay, again click on this gear icon, remove connection profile and click on add. Go to IPv4, set it to manual, and the IP address I'm gonna give as 10.0.0.2 for the client and add it. Now done. Again come back to the server. Now we have finally changed the IP address. Go to file again. Let's create the web page. Go to other location, go to computer and var www html, and here we need to create a web page with a 10 images. So sudo gedit, or I'm using Sublime here, and I'll name this as test.html. For creating a web page, we need to have the images. So let's images to this path. Images are in pictures, so I'm just opening the terminal. Since we don't have permission to copy in the home directory, sudo cp to copy -r to copy it recursively, and this is the folder is the current folder, and the destination folder var www html. And let's see if the images are copied there. Okay, all the images are copied now. So let's create the web page. In the test.html, just create some basic web page. Title, okay, and in the body I'm gonna add some images. Source .jpg, height some 400, and words again 400 I'll give, and close it. Since we have, let me copy it 10 times. Okay, so let me change the numbers. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let me remove this. Let me save it and close it. So we have created the HTML file. Now let's see if the server is up. Sudo systemctl status Apache 2. It's active and running. So now the server configuration is done. So let's go to the client machine. Okay, this is the client machine. Here in the client machine, we have already set up the IP address. So just go to the browser. It's taking time since I'm running 2 VMs at a time. Okay, so in the Firefox browser, type about, it's still loading, about colon config, hit enter, accept the risk and continue, and your search prefix persistent. So here, by default it will be 6. So since we are doing non-persistent connection right now, we are changing this to 0 and we are keeping this persistent setting as false now, and just click it, and now open the new terminal and clear the cache history, clear recent history. Okay, so now what the IP address we set to the server was 10.0.0.1 slash, the HTML file name was test.html, so I'm requesting for that. Before that, in the we need to open Wireshark, so sudo Wireshark. In the Wireshark, open the interface any. Now we are capturing it. Okay, it's captured in the client browser. Now we can hit enter. Okay, sorry, IP address is wrong. Okay, so 10.0.0.1 slash test.html. Okay, now we are getting the web page from the server. Let me zoom in. Okay, it's taking time to load. Okay, all the images are loaded in the client. So let's go to server and stop capturing. Okay, so type HTTP, take the screenshot of this. Here you can see the guest request at the time 0.0009857 some seconds, and to load the last 10th image I done 1.64 seconds. So you can just take the pic and then you can subtract to get the load time. So let's do this persistent connection now. Now the non-persistent connection is over. Now again restart the capturing and go to client again and close it. Again refresh. Okay, before that, about config, accept and continue. Persistent. Here to make it as persistent, first let's change it to 2 and make this persistent as true from false. Now close it and clear the history again, clear history, and now make sure you have already started Wireshark. and then again request for the file from the browser. Okay, so all the 10 images are loaded. Okay, it's already captured there. Okay, all 10 images are loaded now. So again for the first get request it was some seconds, and then for the last image 1.04, note down these values and take the screenshot of this. Now again stop it and restart it. Continue without saving, and again go to client. Again change it to subdisk and continue. Assessment. Make this 2 to 4. Let's see how it loads for the persistent connection. And now again you need to clear the history. Clear recent history. Okay. So Wireshark is ready. One test.html. Enter. Okay. All the 10 images are loaded. And take the screenshot of this. And now again make the changes. And from 4 to now 6, and keep it as 2. Clear the cache. Okay, now let's restart our Wireshark. Continue without saving. And now let's request for the IP. Okay. So all the images are. Again go to server and take the screenshot. And for the first get request it was some 4 seconds, and end was for the 10th image. Okay, 10th image was sent here, I think 5.04. Subtract it to get the load time, and again go to server. Repeat this up to 10th. Make it as 8. Leave it as true. And clear history. Again restart the Wireshark. 10.0.0.1.html. Okay, all the images are loaded. Take pic of this and again go to client, change it to 10, do the same thing again. I think for the 6th we messed up with the time. Let's do it again. Can do it for 10 as well. Now you can just follow the same procedure. I'm making for 6 again just to see the time. Your history and 0.0.1 HTML. Before that, restart the Wireshark. Okay. See now, for the last 0.621 and 0.00, and again let's do for the 10 as well. Screenshot of this. Accept and continue passes. And now make it as 10. Leave it as true. Again, you need to clear history. Now again 10.0.0.1 slash s.html. Before that, start the Wireshark in the server again. Hit enter. Okay, all the 10 images are loaded. Okay, 10th image was loaded 1.04. So now the experiment is over. We have done for non-persistent as well as persistent. Let's observe few things. Let me go to the screenshots. So here it was for non-persistent where we kept the settings as 0, and here you can see the difference about 1 second. And if you see the sixth one, 6 persistent connection, the 10th image was loaded at some 0 point some seconds, which took very less time. See, this was for 6 persistent connection, and it took very less time compared to the others. So what we can observe is, you can just make the chart for the first get time and the last response time, and you can calculate the load time as last response time minus the first get time. If you calculate it, you will get the minimal load time for the 6 persistent connection. It's because initially the load time increases, and when you reach 6 it will decrease. It's because of the pipelining performed on the request. So pipelining, the server can send the multiple images at a time, and the client can make a request multiple images at a time. And as the persistent connection increases, the load time also increases. It's because of the decrease in throughput. So it's not recommended to keep the number of persistent connections exceedingly high also. So 6 was the optimal persistent connection, what we found out from this. And just fill this table and paste the screenshot of all the persistent and non-persistent connection and submit the PDF. Thanks for watching.